Bonsoir à tous. Bonsoir.
Une élimination, c'est toujours compliqué à aider, mais surtout dans cette manière-là de perdre comme ça.
Eliminated, but an evening like that, it must hurt. I've got mixed emotions. Up till now, it's hard to take in exactly what happened. I think we've done some magnificent work out there in the second half, starting 2 down and scoring 4 goals with even, 1 player down as well. I think it was fantastic. It showed the qualities of our players, the quality of our team. But I also think that we celebrated a lot when we put in our 4th goal. But the match doesn't end until the very last second, as we know. And I think that maybe we thought that we had it in the bag at that point. Maybe we lacked a little bit of emotional calm at that moment. And then after the penalty, it was very difficult for the team. United started to put a lot of crosses in. But I think that the only negative point I might make is that we celebrated too much when our 4th goal went in. We shouldn't really celebrate until the very end of the match. We saw this message after the penalty. You were trying to calm your players. It looked like you were trying to calm the emotions of the players, but this extra time was just crazy, wasn't it? Yes, I know that moment was difficult. I knew that Manchester played with some very long balls over our front line, and we had to continue to try to manage the match in different ways. I think we showed maybe a little inexperience in those late stages, and at the end we lost the match. But on the other hand, I'm also very, very proud of the team and of my players. Good evening. Do you regret any of the substitutions you've made? No. The match was Manchester United putting in a lot of crosses and long passes. We needed to try to control that movement. I don't think it was the subs. That's the end. Over there. Microphone. Good evening, Paolo. Are you afraid that the scenario of this defeat is going to hit the club hard to make it difficult for them to bounce back in 3 matches? Got a big match, of course, at Saint-Etienne. Actually, I think the opposite's true. I think we've shown our qualities, the quality of our players tonight. Of course, it's a difficult moment to lose in this way, but we have to be positive with this match. We've got to learn from it, but at the same time, we have to be positive. We played a lot of minutes today now, so we need to take the recovery days to come up against this derby with Saint-Etienne away. But this match has proved that we can mount a good case towards the end of the season. It's possibly the last match that you're going to spend on the touchline, given your ban. That's not important. My touchline ban's not important to me. That situation is of no importance now. The team's played a lot of matches where we've won, so it's not important. The most important thing is the recovery now, the physical and mental recovery. But yeah, we're sad, of course. But we've proven our qualities today, and I'm optimistic about the end of the season, the running of the season. Good evening, Paolo. Well, you've had a great second half, and then the extra time. In the first period, do you think you were short of intensity a little bit, when United leading 2-0? I don't think it was intensity that was missing, maybe control a little bit. It was controlling the intent of coming out of United. We knew what Manchester were trying to do. I think we were perhaps missing a bit of rigour in depth, faced with United's attacks. Only in that early situation, though, because we did a good performance. In general, it was a good match. Last question. Paolo, probably the master with OL for Lacazette. He was crying at the end and wiping his eyes on his shirt. Your captain, how were you going to keep his chin up until the end of the season? Alex is a very experienced player. He knows that. Well, I don't know what's going to happen with him. You know, but he's a very experienced player. He understands the moment you live in a club, and he knows where we're heading for the end of this season. And I'm certain that Alex will be an important player, and he'll take on his last matches and perform well right to the end. Thank you all.
Samuel, if you can wait for microphones, please. Thank you.
Harry, congratulations. Is that just about the best game you've had managing a football team?
It's hard to say, but in here was and the sound of the two last goals were amazing, and that is something that we can keep for the future. It was a good feeling, but in the end of the game, you go to the semi-finals, but you need to win it. If you go to the semi-finals, you don't win it, it's the same feeling. So we just need to focus on the next stage and try to win the competition.
The 12-2 down, it's difficult to keep scoring the night, but did you genuinely still have that belief that you could come back, or did you think deep down that maybe it was strong?
You think it's hard, but you try to make some changes, or try to push the players, and to force yourself to give energy to the players. And in this stadium, in this club, you always have that feeling that anything can happen, and today was another day like that.
Is it possible to detach yourself from the kind of chaos that's that's going on. I know how you celebrated at the end, but how are you feeling in those moments, like inside? What does that feel like as a football man?
I think it's that's why we like this sport so much, and all the frustration that the coach has in this kind of season, the frustration, the bad moments. When you have moments like this, is all worth it. But then you finish the game, you calm down, and you start thinking that we have a game on Sunday, and then we have to see all the players if they are fit to play. Because we need to focus a lot on Europa League.
Congratulations. I'm sure you would have liked a simple 2-0 win. I think we were writing the reports as well. But how much can that ending fuel you? You obviously are going, the Premier League is important, but nowhere near as important as the Europa League what it offers. So how big can this moment be?
I think it's this kind of moments can help a lot players in this kind of season, in this kind of context. These kind of moments can create some connection between the fans and the players, and we can forget for a few minutes what kind of season we are having. But again, today is a good feeling, but tomorrow we need to start everything again. So we need to focus on the next game, to focus on the players if they are fit to play. We have to take a risk to save some players, because if you look at our season, the most important thing I think is clear for everybody is Europa League.
Hi Ruben. What did you say to the players at half time and extra time? Like, you got 4-2 down at that stage, and so many of them must have been thinking, like, we're done here. How do you live the team in that moment?
No, at the half time in the extra time was to change the positions, to try to be really clear about the position of Harry Maguire, trying to put Casemiro near the goal, Kobe Mino near the goal, Mason Mount to cross balls, and try to explain that we need to score one goal and anything can change. So we try to push for the team, but of course it's a difficult moment, and then you have to be really lucky to change the game, and that's, I think, was the case today.
Do you think we might see Harry Maguire in this kind of position again? He obviously stepped up to the plate in this crucial moment, but it feels like the squad being brittle like it is, particularly at the top. We might see this again.
No, to play a normal game, no. But in these moments is something that is really important. Again, when I see Harry Maguire and I put Harry Maguire as a striker, I just see one guy that is inside the box. Is he good or not inside the box? So is in the opposite box. He's a striker. He's not a defender. He knows how to behave in that space. So it's just to put the different characteristics in the different moments.
Ruben, you will play Athletic Bilbao in a semi-final. What do you make of that draw? You know about them.
I play against them in the pre-season with Sporting, so I know a little bit. Of course, it's a different moment. We know that they are really technical. They have two wingers really good, but we'll have time to assess all the characteristics of the opponent, and we need to focus a lot on what we need to do until that game, because we need to. If you look at the team, especially in some moments in the end of the second half, the team was really tired, and you can feel it in some players. And I felt Bruno Fernandes today a little bit tired, so I need to be careful even with Bruno in the game before and between the next two games in the Europa League. I will try to do that. I will not promise, but I will try.
Okay, that concludes the post-match press conference. We'll now take some questions to preview our Premier League game against